Welcome to the class, my dear students. In today's lecture, I am going to explain the convolution theorem. In the previous couple of lectures, we have understood how to do the inverse Z transformations and find there are few methods, few problems we have done using the inverse Z transformations. Now, let us solve the convolution theorem. What do you mean by this? Suppose you have any two functions f of z and g of z transformations and f of n and g of n respectively. Then what is the z of f of n star g of n is given by f of z times of g of z. So how will you rewrite this as using the convolution theorem? So here where f of n star g of n is given by f of k times of g of n minus k. So what do you mean by this? Let us see. What is z inverse of f of z times of g of z? Now this is the normal multiplication and this is given by f of n star g of n. This is what the convolution of a special type of a multiplication, and it is given by the first function n is replaced by k and the second function n is replaced by n minus k and k stands from 0 to n. This is what the definition of the convolution. Let us try to understand by using some examples of what is the convolution of this. Let us say, for example, I wanted to find out what is n star n square. If it's a normal product, it is n into n square becomes n cube. But this convolution doesn't say like that. That convolution says that first function is replaced by k and the second function is replaced by where n is replaced by n minus k the whole square. And it's a summation k is equal to 0 to n. I hope you could understand. And what will be the next? Let us say one more example. Let us try to understand 3 raised to n star. Let us have n. Now what is my first function is 3 power n. So I'll replace my n as k and the second function as n minus k in the place of n. So it is just n minus k and the summation stands from 0 to n. I hope you are able to understand what is this type of the convolution. Let us now have one more example of let us say minus 5 power n convolution of n square, let us say. Then what it is? Now you are going to write minus 5 power k times of n minus k the whole square, and of course the summation starts from 0 to n. I hope you are able to understand now what is meant by the convolution means. Let us now do some problems using the convolution theorem. Find z inverse of z square over z minus a into z minus b. I hope actually in the previous lecture we have already done this type of the problem using the partial fractions. So when it is asked to find out by using partial fractions, well and good, you can use that. But if it is using by convolution theorem, you have to use the convolution theorem to solve the problems. So now here, what is your f of z? Your f of z is z, let us take f of z is z by z minus a and g of z as z by z minus b, because this is the product of two functions. Z by z minus a into z by z minus a gives you